Okay, so you're welcome once again to Sami KMF Mathematics. I've been discussing a very interesting concept that has to do with trigonometry, some basic rules, principles that guides and also facilitates the learning of trigonometry. What you see on the board are some of the basic questions we are going to solve, but before I solve these problems, I would like to introduce you to some basic notion and knowledge, theories and principles in trigonometry. So let us look at them. So the basic concepts are this compound, what we refer to as a compound trigonometric formulas. We have that of sine, A plus B. Sine A plus B simply gives us sine A cos B, and this is plus sine B cos A, sine B cos A, pardon me, this is A. So these are what we refer to as a compound formulas, these compound angle formulas, the trigonometric compound angle formula. We have one of these like this, then we have four basic that you should know. Another one you should know is cos A plus B. That gives you cos A cos B minus sine A sine B. So that's very, very interesting. The next one I would love to add is cos A minus B, and that will give us cos A cos B minus plus sine A sine B. So these are the basic compound formulas. But what we're going to do to these formulas, we're going to build more formulas from this. We're going to build more formula from this. By how do you do that? You simply put A equals to, so let's call this equation 1, and let's call this equation 2, let's call this equation 3. Permit me to do that. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put A equals to B. A equals to B in equation 1 and equals to theta. So wherever I see A, I'm going to write theta. Wherever I see B, I'm going to write theta. And that's what I'm going to do for the whole equation. And that is going to give me sine theta plus theta, and that's going to be 2 theta, and it's going to be sine theta cos theta, and this is going to give me sine theta cos theta likewise. And then you see these two things are the same, they're commutative but the same. So if I add 2 of these, it's going to give me just 1 of these. So I have sine 2 theta is going to be sine 2 sine theta cos theta. So that's a beautiful concept there. Likewise, if we do the same, that this was from 1. So if you do that in 2, from 2, likewise you're going to be having cos 2 theta is going to be so just have same thing here again. So you're going to be having sine theta cos theta, sine theta cos theta here. So you have sine theta cos. So I'm sorry, this is cos. I'm sorry, cos theta and sine theta. Pardon me for this. So I need to write this again. So this is going to give me cos theta, and minus sine theta, and that is going to be cos square theta minus sine square theta. So that is what we simplify cos 2 theta as. Alright, so please pardon me for this. Likewise, if we consider, so I would like us to consider the third equation. This is the third equation, and the third equation, we put A equals to B equals to theta. This will be cos 0 equals to this theta, this is theta, so that's going to be cos theta, and this is going to be minus sine theta, and you see cos 0 from the cos graph, trigonometric graph, is meets at 1, so that's going to be 1 when x is equals to 0, the x-axis of the horizontal axis is 0, and this is equals to cos square theta. So you have, so this was plus, sorry for that, it's plus formula, so this is plus sine square theta, so this is a very interesting relation. You can also write cos square theta to be 1 minus sine square theta. You can also write sine square theta to be 1 minus cos square theta. So you can have this from here by simply making cos square theta subject of the formula and sine square theta subject of the formula respectively, to have these two new equations. And from this you can also divide through by cos theta. You can divide the whole of this, we call this equation 4. So I'll say divide 4 by cos square theta. I'm going to have 1 over cos square theta equals to 1 plus sine square theta over cos square theta. So this divided by that, this divided by cos square theta gives you 1, and you have this. And that is simply 1 over cos theta is simply sec theta. So this is sec square theta equals to 1 plus tan square theta. So I would like to remind you that sine theta over cos theta is tan theta. Sine theta over cos theta is tan theta. So sine square theta over cos square theta will give us this. So we have another relation here. We have another relation. So take note of all these relations, most especially this and all that. So I'll also divide equation 4 by sine square theta, and that is going to give me 1 over sine square theta equals to cos square theta over sine square theta plus sine square theta over sine square theta. And you see 1 over sine square theta is another relation with another identity, trigonometric identity we call cosec square theta. So take note of that. 1 over sine is cosec. 1 over sine theta is cosec theta. So this over this is more like the inverse of this. Take note. It's more like the reverse, the reciprocal of this. This is more like the reciprocal of this. So this is like saying 1 over tan theta, and 1 over theta, tan theta is cot theta. So this is going to be cot square theta. So this is cot square theta, and this is 1. So take note of this other relation. So I would like you to take note of this and this and this, and also to note that tan A plus B is the same thing as tan A plus tan B divided by 1 minus tan A tan B. So likewise, if we change this to minus, this is minus, this is going to be a minus here, this is going to be a plus here. So this is very important. So if you're having a minus, you're going to be having a minus here and a plus. If you're having a plus here, you have a plus here and a minus here. So take note of this relation. You can also, on your personal exercise, change this to theta and this to theta. You're going to have tan 2 theta. You're going to have tan theta plus tan theta, and that's going to be 2 tan theta. So you'll be having something like tan 2 theta equals to 2 tan theta over 1 minus tan square theta. So that's going to be tan theta times tan theta, and you have. So these are the basic relations we have, and I'm going to be using all this principle, and some of this principle, and the one we had in the other board to solve the question we have. So check out the next video for the solutions. Thank you.